What's up, guys? Welcome to SoCal Fishing Forecast for Thursday, September 3rd. If you like what you see today, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And just a heads up, we will be off next week. I will be on vacation for 10 days. I don't even believe I'm taking a vacation. So I will not have a forecast up next week. So please pay attention to the things that you're looking at this week using these websites. And you can put together your own little forecast for next week. So let's get started. If you didn't hear about Surge's 440-pound monster swordfish last week, make sure you check out the Offshore Explorer podcast with Chase. And he's got about an hour-long interview with Surge and his wife, Bim. And they talk about some of the details that they ran into while landing this beast to start off the deep drop season here. Check it out, our weather on Thursday here. We got a warming trend all the way through the weekend. It's going to be hot, guys. Getting into the 90s at the beach. So definitely be hot out on the water. Our wind trend is going to be steady pretty much through Sunday. You're going to find light winds on the inner waters and heavy winds on the outer waters. So you're driving up that west wind swell on the outside, basically the backside of San Clemente and west. As you can tell, pretty steady winds here, looking at 16 knots plus. Just so you can get a good idea of what to look for as the days goes on here, even holding overnight. So that wind swell is going to be steady coming out of the northwest for pretty much the whole week. Now looking into Monday, get some more of this eddy flow that's going to be kicking up, and it's going to get pretty heavy into next week as well. So that's the trend. Who's to say it's going to stay like that? But that's the trend for now. So keep an eye out for the wind. As we mentioned, here's the marine forecast. Inner waters here, we're looking at 10 knots of wind. Wind waves becoming 2 feet or less. Mixed swell west 2 or 3 feet at 7 seconds. That's going to be that bummer swell on the outside. So you probably avoid most of that staying on the inside. But as you can tell, the outer waters, a little bit of south swell, 14 seconds, not a big deal. But this west swell 2 or 3 feet at 8 seconds is going to be troublesome for guys on smaller boats. So be on the lookout for that. Let's take a look at the charts. 8 days is our clearest picture right now. It's not that great of a picture, but you can tell that we got some warmer water going on here. Up to 77 degrees. The San Diego today saw a whale shark while Dorado fishing, so that's pretty wild. Haven't seen one of those ever. So things to come. But we're going to use the 3-day chloro chart here on tempbreak.com to get an idea of the temperature a little bit better. Let's go over some of the fishing. We'll start with Catalina. Catalina's been pretty slow. There is a ton of bonito at the island, 1 to 3 pounders, particularly on the east end. So if you're looking for those yellows, you have to get them to come up, and there's a good chance those bonito are going to get to your bait first. So just a heads up on that. But generally, the usual bass fishing has been pretty solid, and yeah, it's gonna be a really nice day at the island. Probably be pretty crowded with the holiday and the hot weather as well. San Clemente Island. No one has been fishing this thing lately because the bluefin fishing has been so good. But let's take a quick look at the schedule for the weekend. Friday, south end of the island is busy. Saturday, lots of activity. Pay attention to this zone right here. There's been a lot of fish in the zone, so to try and sneak in and fish the EFs into here might be troublesome, but it looks like it's only from 1400 to 1800 on Saturday. Sunday, well, you got some weird activity going on there as well. So these areas along the back right here might be something to focus on, but please check the schedule before you leave. And Monday, looking pretty busy as well. So check these zones if you're not sure what this means. This box right here, if you click on it, it'll identify the hours that it's available and where they're going to be firing. So heads up on that. But yeah, no one's really fished the island for yellows lately. It was good last time we checked. But again, the bluefin have kind of taken over on the zone. Speaking of bluefin, we've had steady activity of the jumbos. They're back. They've been working the northwestern half of the island on the backside. You know, that 3 to 5 mile range out for the most part, and west of the 9 as well. Now, there has been some fish lower uh, down in this area, south of the 81, way south of Desperation, down in this area as well. So be on the lookout if you're traveling to this area. You might find some fish there as well. Tanner Bank has been the go-to spot for most of the day-and-a-half boats. Been fishing 20 to 50-pound bluefin on the regular and pretty much getting limits every single trip. So good news if you're headed to that area. The bite on the bluefin, at least the last few days, has been more of a sundowner afternoon bite if you're heading to the island. So if you get there early, make sure you stick it out as long as you can, and that'll be your best bet to be looking at those. There's also some yellowfin that popped up around the 289, and from what I heard, the seiners have been on it. So if they're there, they might be gone already. But heads up on the seiners. Now, for those guys that want to stick to the inner waters, I will tell you there's been some pretty good kelp lined up here along this little temp break. And if you look at the color difference, you're going to kind of find this line, and there is a temp break here. But basically from Oceanside to the 267, maybe a little bit south right here, there is a line and a temp break, and it's filled with kelp patties. So not everyone's going to be stacked, but there has been some kelp patty Dorado in the area. So if you're in the zone, take a look. 43 area, same zone, yellowtail, Dorado, been pretty steady in the last couple of days. And basically, there's been a trend down the ridge from, a little bit on the 43, but basically from the 182 all the way down to the 425. If we switch this to bottom detail, you can tell what I'm talking about here. But basically from 182 to 371, 425, this quadrant, more or less, has been filled with kelp patty, yellowtail, and Dorado, occasional yellowfin as well. And if you really want to get into it and you really want to go south, but basically from, the lower Hidden Bank down to the lower 500, there's been sporadic kelp patty action as well, with basically limits on Dorado, wide open Dorado and yellowtail fishing. Pretty much as good as it gets. I mean, they're not giants. We're, small as 4 pounds, as big as 15 pounds, but they are there, and sometimes the yellowfin pop up in between. So don't be shy to take a look around at that. But as always, guys, it's going to be a busy weekend out there. Be safe on the water. Make sure you're comfortable in the zones that you're going, and double check the marine forecast before you leave. Be safe out there on the water, and have yourselves a great weekend. Cheers.